Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's TX141 here with another Ace in a Day gameplay as always, and today I'm bringing out my Spitfire Mk Rank 8 British plane on the map Paradise Island. It's a ground strike map and it's a very big map in comparison to most of the ground strike maps that you see in War Thunder arcade mode. Now, the last time I brought out the Spitfire Mk we ended up going down to low altitudes and brawling out in a couple of furballs. Well, dogfighting out in a couple of furballs, and we got away with a lucky escape. Today, this gameplay is a little bit different. I recorded it earlier today. That was the first game of the day, and it's the only game that I've played today. I haven't really had that much time to do any other recording, but it was quite a memorable gameplay. As I'm looking at the scoreboard and just seeing that there's a couple of enemy bombers, but mostly enemy fighters flying around, I'll tell you the setup. I'm using 500m gun convergence, I'm using stealth ammunition on the cannons, the omni-purpose on the machine guns, and with regards to fuel load, I'm using the 30-minute fuel load as per normal. So my overall tactic at the start was just to get a bit of altitude, as you saw, and then just sort of meander over towards the left-hand side or the southern side of the map. The reason being that if I was to try and go into if I was to keep on climbing, I'd never get above the BF-109s. They've got superb climb rates in comparison to this plane, so I just wanted to get a bit of altitude, so I've got some variation on the tactics I can potentially use during this game. I decided not to dive after the bombers flying past, such as that KI-49, the B-25 that I looked down upon, just for the simple reason that I'd like to take out some fighters, and also by chasing after bombers really I'll probably end up getting caught up with a couple of my teammates and taking some damage off of them, or just taking some damage off of the bomber. It's not that profitable for myself. I don't mind this map, and as said in the last video, I don't mind the Spitfire Mk. It's just a little bit cumbersome in comparison to what I'm used to on the Spitfire Mk1 and Spitfire Mk2, Mark 2B that is, but everyone has a different opinion. So I've seen this Messerschmitt 109, as you can see on the left hand side of the screen, who's gradually climbing up towards me. And also there's a premium P47 Thunderbolt also doing the same. So with all the speed I've accreted, I've brought together, I decide to go into a dead vertical climb with WEP. And I know this is pretty suicidal, seeing as the Messerschmitt has a far superior climb rate. However, I've just got enough energy that he or she runs out of steam and has to flatten out. They fire off a couple of bursts, but only a couple of machine gun bullets hit me, and I decide to go on the attack. With one clean kill already to my name, I just decide to level out and build up my speed again, just in case that P47 Thunderbolt decides to come after me, which, as you can see, it has decided to come after me. So I use the same tactic once again. Now with the P47 Thunderbolt, because it has 8 50 caliber machine guns, the player was right to just keep spraying and hopefully hit something on my plane. As you can see, I do take some damage to my left wing. However, they run out of steam as well, so I just use the stall, turn over and attack. Okay, so that's 2, and then I go for this P39 Aerocobra, which coincidentally had lined up. That was pretty coincidental rather than intentional, but that's 3 kills already, and we're out of cannon ammunition. I've had a few games in the Spitfire Mk5B since the previous commentary, and I've noticed that the cannons are incredibly effective in short bursts, especially if you can get close enough. Obviously, that's quite an obvious fact, but what I'm trying to essentially say is that if you're really disciplined on your trigger finger and take your time, you can take enemy planes out, especially fighter planes out, a lot faster than if you just hold down the trigger and spray everywhere. But we're all learning, I'm learning, and as a result I'm not going to tell you guys how to play the plane because, well, what good would that be? This would be a boring, monotonous video otherwise. So, having got 3 kills, I've taken a reload and I'm heading over towards this Messerschmitt 109, who's down at very low altitude. They've sacrificed all their energy by what I'm assuming they have, and as a result this should be quite a nice kill. With regards to the Spitfire's condition, I have not fully upgraded it yet. I still need to get the cover and the final upgrade for the cannons, i.e. to tighten their aim and prevent them from jamming as much. So I'm diving down on this Messerschmitt. I decide to turn off my engine and just come in behind them, gradually, because we've got time to prepare and line up our burst. And with that burst we took off both wings and we can just fly away, having conserved a lot of speed, and just head off towards the distance. Get some distance in case any other planes decide to come after us, although we shouldn't because we picked that fighter out on his or her lonesome. And the nice thing about the Spitfire Mk5B after playing with it a bit more is it gains speed a lot faster than I expected, and as a result you can in a way use it as a moderate boom and zoom fighter as well as a turn fighter. And this gameplay is going to be a lot more energy based rather than turn fighting tactics based. Oh, that was quite a mouthful, wasn't it? So I'm climbing again, building up my altitude. My intention is just have an altitude of about 1,000 to 1,500 metres, because that way I'm not spending too long trying to climb up and get above everyone. And I'm looking at the scoreboard once again just to see how the team's doing and what the enemy's bringing out to the battlefield. And I'm noticing it's primarily fighter aircraft now. So I just proceed back towards the middle of the map where all the fighting seems to occur. Although when you play this map at higher tiers, all of a sudden all the fighting occurs on the fringes because of the heavy bombers. But we're not playing a high tier game. Well, relatively high tier game. So I'm seeing this P-40 Kitty Hawk heading over towards our Messerschmitt 109, and I'm thinking, well, our Messerschmitt 109, has he or she noticed this Kitty Hawk? I don't know. Well, I might as well head over and just provide a secondary target or distraction, and I can help out if needs be. Now, as you're about to see, the Messerschmitt 109 was fully aware of this Kitty Hawk and turns around and nails him or her in one pass. I mean, it's always good to be on standby to help your teammates out. What I'm also noticing at the same time is there are two P-47 Thunderbolts and one B-25 Mitchell over our ground targets, completely shredding our ground vehicles. And as a result, something needs to be done, otherwise we're going to lose the game. So I'm just taking it easy, heading over there. I'm not going to dive down straight away because although my three foes down there know I'm going to be coming, and probably assume I'll be diving on them soon, I don't want to indicate to them which target I'm going to go for too early. Although I'm planning to take one of the Thunderbolts out, zoom off and then come back in for another run. Just because even if I can get beyond the other P-47, the Mitchell's gunners can fire at me and vice versa. So now I go into a dive. I haven't turned the engine off this time because I know I can cut a lot of the speed out as I make that turn. And now I turn the engine off and go after this P-47. I only need the one burst to damage the control surfaces on that Thunderbolt enough that they'll crash into the ground in a minute, as you're about to see. There it goes. So now we've got our ace. This P-47 decided to try and come after me. As you can see, however, having a significant energy advantage because of that dive, we're able to fly away, and my teammates take out the rest of the planes there. Although I turn around just in case they need a hand. Let's be honest, folks, coming up to 10,000 views on YouTube. Thank you very much for all the support. You guys have been guys and girls have been excellent, and continue with the support. As I've always said, I'm not intending to do tutorial-based videos. I'm just telling you guys how I see it. This is how I play, and each to their own. As I say, there's no need to think that because I play this way in a certain plane that you guys should play the same way. I'm just giving you guys an idea of how to play the plane. But anyway, enough of sort of small updates and ideas. I'm heading back over towards the centre of the map once again. I mean, with 5 kills now and the game heading into adolescence and near its end, I'm just trying to pick out a target from the group. I see this LA5, I see the Messerschmitt 109 up high, and I'm more concerned about that Messerschmitt up high. But I noticed that he or she's actually starting to dive because of the closing distance. And so I do a small climb just so that if the Messerschmitt decides to call it off and pull up, I've got a little bit of altitude, and then I can go head to head. With regards to gun convergence, I never normally set the gun convergence on this plane to 500 metres, especially once a Spitfire's in fully upgraded condition. It's usually 250 to 300 metres, but I thought I'd give 500 metres a try in this game, and it's been working pretty well so far. Would you not agree? So I'm seeing that all the enemy fighters are starting to pile over into this middle section. We've got some freshly spawned Japanese fighters. In particular, there's 2 Zeros there, a A6M3 and an A6M2. And I cannot outperform either of those in terms of energy or turn and burn fighting. So as a result, I'm just thinking, well, I'll keep away on the fringe of the furball and hopefully they won't go for me. Now I'm considering going for that Junkers 87, although one of my teammates has just issued the command to everyone, take this guy out. And I'm noticing on the radar that 2 fighters have gone over towards taking out that Junkers 87. As a result, you don't need more than 2 fighters to take out one ground attack or bomber aircraft, so I'll just carry on over the furball. And with all the speed I've managed to build up just by flying level, and none of these planes, not that I'm expecting any of these planes to go dead vertical and trying to climb after me, but none of these planes should be able to put their noses up and catch me if I decide to put my nose up. So I turn over and I decide to go for this P-38G Lightning, who's decided to dive and is getting away, so I change target and I go for this A6M30. That's one taken out, although I decided to get a quick burst off in this LA5. Now with that burst, I managed to take out the tail control of that LA5, and as you're going to see in a minute, he or she plummets into the ground. And with the speed I built up in that dive, I can just cruise away, all happy. And that's my 7th kill there, so that's 7 kills so far. I used the whip again once more just to get a bit of altitude. There's not much else I can say in honesty, because the game ends very quickly in a minute. I mean, the enemy team have only got 4 ground vehicles left. It suddenly all becomes about do or die, take out the ground vehicles, or hey, win or lose. So I just turn around, I head back towards the sort of centre of the map once again, just to see where I can contribute. Because every time I make a pass, I'm just thinking, well, if I get a little bit of distance that way, any pursuers will probably give up or be chased by my teammates. I'm checking the scoreboard to see what's still available on the target range. I'm noticing this P-38 lightning down below, but the game ends. All the enemy ground targets have been taken out. So, that's the end of the game. I do a little roll to celebrate, and let's bring up the scoreboard. Okay, so doing a little bit of analysis of the scoreboard, and it was a ×5 for the first victory of the day. We managed to get 45,000 XP and just under 25,000 silver lines, which is an incredibly good haul for the plane. Well, I think it is. It's not my normal haul. And we managed to get 7 kills. We didn't put ourselves at risk too much, and we effectively helped the team out by taking out some of the ground attack craft and some of the enemy team's energy fighters. But anyway, I've been TX141. Hope you've enjoyed the video. If you did, why not leave a like, comment or subscribe for future War Thunder content on my channel. Until next time, take care and have fun in the skies.